welcome back to another video. In today's video, I want to discuss my demand letter video and how to build a demand letter utilizing AI. I created a video a while back, and in this video, I want to kind of discuss more details about the direct implementation of how it works and some key considerations that you may have missed in the original video. So this was the original blog post, and I have a video on my channel regarding this as well, in which we show you the AI prompts on how to create a demand letter utilizing AI, as well as provide a free tool where you could actually upload your files and it would actually generate it from your specific case documents, a demand letter. And in this video, I kind of discussed the AI prompts that you have to use, the overall pipeline, two-step pipeline, as well as input and output, and some certain things to consider. I have created a new blog post right here, and to kind of explain a little bit more of the details, which we may have missed in the original video. So before we even begin, right here is just the mock call, but I have the tool also attached down below if you want to use it. It's an initial post right here at my website, but I'll have this post as well linked in the description of the video where you'll have access to the free tool. So I'm just going to show you, this is just some simple matter of fact. This is just a smaller call and it's just mock data. It's not any real medical records, but in the case of if you were actually utilizing the tool down below, you would upload your files, click generate letter, and it would generate you a demand letter draft. So what I'm going to do here is click the generate letter. As I said, this is just a mock call. This is not an actual realistic call, but just to show you what the output will look like. So it includes different review flags, as well as the generated letter, which you can copy for your own individual use. But again, this is mock data. And you can see here the title, the facts of incident, injuries and treatment, damages, and so on, as well as the citations for your own specific use case to refer to the specific medical records or wage verification, police reports, etc. So again, this blog post will be linked down below in the description of the video, but we're going to go through a few things which you may want to consider about what the tool produces. So the first thing which I have right here is a basic diagram. As a part of the demand letter, the output sections include facts, liability, treatment, demand figure, and review flags. And every single part, there's some parts that the AI does extremely well, which have a high trust level, and then there's other parts which have a low trust level, and as a natural result of that, those are the parts that we have to review more in depth. But things such as the facts, so I've discussed this in previous videos, AI does a very good job at referencing, at citing, at pulling out facts from a larger document. But when it comes to interpretation, when it comes to human judgment, that's where the AI falters. And so when things are very objective in the case of facts, so when we include facts in our documents, which we want to generate the demand letter, the facts will be very accurate because the AI is just referencing literal plain language. So the trust level for something like the facts would be high. Now as for the liability, we generally speaking, when discussing liability, we use a very conservative tone. We discuss suggestions rather than actual concrete accuracy. So when it comes to liability, we always use a conservative tone of things such as suggestions. As for the treatment part of the demand letter, which you can see here, injuries and treatments, right? So fact letter, you can see facts of the incident because this was referenced directly from the facts, and we have a citation that's very high trust. We can assume that's for the most part correct and there's no weird things that happen there. Same with the injuries and treatment because it's very straightforward. It includes a timeline plus specials. It's going to be a high level of trust. Now for the demand figure, this is generally speaking, the AI kind of calculates a starting estimate of how much we would exactly like to demand. So if I scroll back down to the sample demand letter, you see the demand amount here of $99,000, as well as the damages and lost wages. So based off that, that's the demand figure that we, based on a multiplier, the specific facts, the liabilities, the treatment, it comes up that demand figure target. And when we use the prompt, the AI prompt, it kind of generates an estimate. But when it comes to math, when it comes to a lot of reasoning and judgment, the AI is just a starting point. It gives you a suggestion on where we may want that demand figure to approximately be. However, you need to sit there as the professional and come up with the actual accurate number. So this is something where maybe it's a little bit low trust, but it gives you a good initial point where to start off of. And then the final part of the demand letter is what we call the review flags. So any part in the demand letter where there's uncertainty, where there's unverified markers, we put a review flag in that draft demand letter. And these flags are to pretty much say, hey, here's the drafted demand letter, but these are parts that you need to review and must resolve personally yourself. Because AI, as I said, we don't want to make inferences. We don't want to make judgment calls. The AI is good at drafting and providing the overall structure and skeleton, but judgment calls, the review flags are going to be marked, hey, this is something that you must resolve and use your own judgment to edit. So, as you can see here, I just have a few sections kind of discussing each of these specific parts, which I've discussed in this diagram visual. However, so if we're going to sit there and just go a little quick brief through this again, the facts section, which is the number 1 section, since the model is pulling directly from the documents that you uploaded, it's going to be very accurate. It even pulls the citations to tell you exactly where the fact is. That is still for you to sit there and verify that that citation was on the correct page of whichever document that you were citing. But it gives you a pretty high trust and baseline to go off of. For the liability, because it generally requires a little bit of judgment, we deliberately leave this conservative. We use things, as I said, suggestions, wording such as the evidence supports, the records indicate, rather than making direct assertions, direct judgments. Because reasoning being for that is the model may not know your specific jurisdiction, your judge, the specific insurer on the other side. So any type of overconfident liability language signals inexperience and it's unprofessional. So we want to avoid that in general and leave the professional to decide the liability. But as I said, we're filling in the skeleton, so we can just provide suggestions, kind of vague conservative language. As for injuries, I've discussed this above. It's pretty much direct recalling of events from the documents, from the diagnoses, from the medical records. So injuries treatment section should be very straightforward. It's very unlikely to hallucinate, but again, everything should still be verified regardless. And then for the demand figure, I kind of discussed this already. We do not know the exact right number, but it provides somewhat of an estimate, a starting point, and then from there you can figure out the exact accurate number that you would like to set for the demand figure. And then finally, just another recap, the review markers. Whenever there's something that needs to be reviewed, it's just going to let you know. So yes, that's pretty much it for this. There are certain cases where this specific tool, which I provided free to you guys to use, which will be linked in this link here, my website /blog/demand letter generator, as well as in this current article where I'm kind of discussing more of the walkthrough. I'll have this link down below in the description of the video again, as I said earlier. And where this tool can be a little bit weak, at least with the specific prompting that I've provided for this tool, anything of multi-defendant cases, the template assumes a one defendant case. So that's where the AI may falter. With very specific formatting for a specific jurisdiction, it may also falter. as if they had their own specific requirements. And in soft tissue cases of thin records, there may not be all the accurate information. And AI, the way I always prompt AI and the way you should prompt AI in legal spaces, you shouldn't make inferences. Everything needs to be very concrete. So anything that requires inference, thin records, AI, if you prompt it poorly, it may fill in those blanks with inferences, but we want to avoid that because that's unprofessional, it's incomplete, it's inaccurate. And then again, for the demand figure, anything of extremely high value cases, the multipliers may vary for specific use cases. So again, this is just a starting point. It's not a final demand figure. So again, the tool will be free here. You can upload your files. We don't store the files in our system. It's simply, we utilize our AI models, our AI prompts, and it will sit there and generate you the letter. You copy that letter for your own disposal. We don't store any files, and this is free for you to use if you so desire. So that's it for the video. I hope that you guys enjoyed this one. It's a higher level walkthrough of the original demand letter video. Really, if you're interested in using the tool, just visit the site. If you're interested in booking a call with me to discuss AI automations, workflows, if you want a custom app solution for your practice, I'm here to help you with that. And make sure to like the video, leave a comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll have other videos coming out shortly. Thank you, and I'll see you guys in the next one.